Hey guys, Jonty Hikmet here. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to speak all about self-soothing practices, what they are, why they're wonderful, but why they may not get everyone the chronic pain relief that they desire. I'm going to speak about my story, about how these practices were wonderful, but I just never got the full relief. And I'm going to speak about the things that did get me the full relief and what you can try as well. So let's start with what these self-soothing practices are. So what I mean by self-soothing practices are things like breathwork, yoga, acupuncture, practices where we brain retraining, where we teach the brain different things, like different ways to approach our self-talk, different types of meditation. I know I often suggest meditation, but there are different types of meditation. In the self-soothing category of meditation, it's meditation with the objective of trying to relax, whereas the meditation I teach is meditation with the objective of learning to allow what's there. So meditation with the objective of trying to relax is a self-soothing type of practice. So breath work, meditation with the intention of relaxing, yoga, acupuncture, reframing practices, there's many practices where we learn to self-soothe. I want to talk about, in this video, why these amazing healing practices are wonderful, but again, why they don't get people over the line in chronic pain. So I'm not against them. They have been wonderful for me. They just didn't work long term. So what I'll conclude with at the end of this video is the fact that I still very much am for these practices as part of a toolkit, something that you can do to just help soothe you whenever you need, but they can't be the base of the toolkit. The base of the toolkit has to be some practice where you're learning to allow what's there instead of trying to soothe it away, instead of trying to relax it away. So I still think they're an amazing complementary part. So let's start with why I'm looking at my screen, in case you're thinking why I'm looking at, or my notes. Why these practices feel like healing. So they can help the nervous system regulate. And if someone's had pain for a long time and they've really struggled, that can just be so important. It can be so life-changing to finally find something like yoga or breathwork or acupuncture, which helps just regulate you or just calm you down. And that's amazing. And for a lot of people, that can really get them over the line to get them relief from pain. People that maybe are suffering with an acute level of pain, these practices are invaluable. They're really amazing. I know maybe any practitioner of breathwork or acupuncture, anyone that maybe is watching this that has gotten better, maybe they're screaming at the screen right now going, no, these are amazing. It's not just about self-soothing. It also can really get to the emotion and teach you to allow it, but that's not what it did for me. So just speaking about my experience. So yes, for some people, they can get healing from these self-soothing practices. For others, just like me, it didn't quite get me over the line. It would make me feel better temporarily, and then the next day or the coming days, I would just feel in terrible pain again. And I just have to keep trying to find another practice to do. I for a long time I thought if only I found the right yoga practice, if only if I found the right breathwork practice or the right affirmation, then I'll finally get better. It was just a constant search. And like I said, sometimes a particular type of yoga practice, it felt like this was the thing that I needed, and then it just would feel as if it stopped working. So it kept feeling like this chase to find the next thing that I had to do, the next self-soothing practice. And what I ended up teaching myself with these self-soothing practices is anytime something uncomfortable arises, I need to soothe it away. I need to relax it. I need to calm it in some way. And as you may know from watching my videos or anything about the mind-body approach to chronic pain, we get in chronic pain in the first place because we have been repressing emotions. We've been pushing down discomfort, internal discomfort over and over again. So when we find a self-soothing practice and whenever discomfort arises, we're trying to soothe it away, we're just perpetuating the cycle. It may be a nicer version of perpetuating the cycle, but we're consistently conditioning the mind. Whenever this discomfort arises for me, I need to relax it. I need to change it. I need to soothe it. And the breathwork practices and the meditations with the intention to relax, the yogas, this reinforces to the mind that whenever this uncomfortable energy arises, I need to push it away, I need to suppress it, I need to repress it. And that can just perpetuate the pain cycle. You know, what I'm going to speak about, which you may already know if you're watching this in my community, is what we have to do to really get lasting relief from chronic pain is condition the mind that I can be with this discomfort. I don't need to soothe it away. I don't need to change my breath. I don't need to do this posture. I don't need to do anything. I just can exist in this discomfort. We need to teach the mind this uncomfortable energy in the body is okay. And that's what actually gets you the lasting pain relief. So an example, anytime fear would arise, I'd learn to breathe it away. I'd learn to relax my breath. That was a self-soothing practice. Every time anger arose, I would reframe it. I'd say, I don't need to feel this anger because blah, 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 blah. That's a self-soothing practice. If tension arose, I would need to book my acupuncture. I was just soothing things away over and over again. It just felt like a problem, these things arising for me in the body. So each time we do that, we reinforce to the mind that this feeling needs to go away in order for me to be safe. So we keep teaching the mind that this feeling isn't safe for me to feel. And if we keep teaching the mind that, the mind will keep saying, okay, whenever this feeling is here for Jonty, we're going to give him pain because he's told us it's not safe because he's trying to soothe it away. So we're going to give him pain every single time. So here's the difference then. Self-soothing is trying to make the feeling go away, whereas self-allowing, what I'm teaching, if you're watching this in my community or you're watching this on YouTube, self-allowing is letting the feeling be there without changing it. Learning that actually, when I can allow internal discomfort, that teaches the mind that it no longer needs to give me pain. So I've got a lot of notes here and I really want to say it. Both things are beautiful. Self-soothing and self-allowing is beautiful. It's just one brings relief and the other brings transformation. So one is kind of a temporary fix. It's something you can do in the moment to just help you soothe. And the other is something that you learn long-term to really transform your life, to really change the way your mind and body interprets energy in the body. So yes, I used to meditate to calm my anxiety. I thought this was what I needed to do to calm down the things arising for me. But now I meditate to allow anxiety to be there. Now I journal to let anger exist as long as it wants. Now I'm in therapeutic spaces to teach my mind that what's arising for me, even if it's embarrassment or shame or disappointment or regret, it can exist. I'm going to validate it by speaking about it. I'm going to validate it by existing in it in meditation. I'm not going to try and reframe it or push it away or soothe it or relax it. I'm just going to exist with it. This seems counterintuitive. It's why people lean towards self-soothing, because when they learn to do these self-allowing practices, what can really get you lasting relief from chronic pain, your first instinct when you're in the midst of existing in that is this doesn't feel right, doesn't feel comfortable. This surely isn't what I need to do. Surely the way to get relief is to feel relief now. I need to do what I can to feel relief now. And if I don't feel relief now, if I feel full of fear and full of anger, then surely this is wrong. This must be wrong. So time and time again, people will find themselves back in another self-soothing modality. I just need to find the exact breathing technique. Box breathing, that's what I need to do. That's going to really get me the immediate relief. And I see why people do that. I understand. The self-allowing practices is something you've got to do consistently. It's something you often need support with. Learning to exist in the midst of anxiety, it just feels so counterintuitive that it feels like surely this isn't healing. Surely this isn't what I have to do to get better. But that is what got me and has gotten everyone I've worked with better. You learn that actually it's safe to exist in discomfort. Actually, when you meditate with the intention of allowing anxiety, you do notice it could get bigger. You do notice it maybe makes your body shake or do something, that doesn't feel quite comfortable. But it rises and falls, it moves, it changes. It's intense the one moment, then it feels different the next. And then all of a sudden there's another emotion. Maybe there's sadness. And then maybe the anxiety comes back. But over time, when you're doing self-allowing practices, you begin to learn that things are transient, things change. I can be in the uncertainty of the next moment. I don't need to control every moment and make sure it's comfortable. I'm safe to allow whatever arises to arise. That's an amazing thing to teach the mind, because a lot of people get themselves in chronic pain because they're constantly trying to control their experience, make every moment comfortable, self-soothe this discomfort away so I feel comfortable. That's how they get themselves in chronic pain. So to get out of chronic pain, you recondition the mind that it's okay. I'm uncertain about the next moment. I'm unsure what's going to happen, and that's okay. I'm safe in that. So, yes, healing started for me when I stopped trying to make my fear go away. And I started saying, okay, fear, you can be here. It's what I talk about a lot. I think my last YouTube video, I spoke about that. And that's when the body learns the energy is safe. Emotions act as energy in the body. In fact, everything we're experiencing, whether it's from our past, our present, our future, we experience in the body. So you may not experience every emotion in a big way. It may not be that fear comes up for you really big in the body. It could be really subtle and numb and you're not really quite feeling it. But all emotions act as energy in the body. So the more you can teach the mind, this is okay to be here. I don't need to relax this away by breathing it, slowing my breath down or doing anything. This energy of fear in the chest and the belly, however it's existing, it can get as big as it wants. It can stay here as long as it wants. The more you can practice doing that, the more the mind doesn't have to give you pain anymore. It can just say, okay, Jonty's safe with this energy, so I guess no need for pain anymore. What else am I going to say? The brain wires itself to avoid emotional energy it sees as dangerous by giving you pain. We've been conditioned for years to be calm and nice and perfect and to please people. And because of that, on an everyday basis, the way that we present ourselves to the world isn't quite the truth of what's arising for us internally. It's good that, to a certain extent, that we've been learned to operate in a certain way so that we're nice to one another. But emotional energy doesn't care about us being nice for the world. It doesn't care about, how we want to present ourselves and the fact that we want to be liked and the fact that we want to be perfect. All it cares is this energy is here for us right now. Is it safe for us to feel it or not? And if we keep saying to the mind, to the body, this isn't safe because I need to be kind for people. This judgment isn't safe that I'm feeling right now because I need to be nice. This sadness I'm feeling right now isn't safe because I need to appear confident to the outside world. If we keep saying that over and over again, the mind just goes, this energy isn't safe. This energy isn't safe. So what we learn to do is we learn about safe spaces. We learn about spaces where we get to feel the exact emotions that we don't get to feel on a day-to-day basis in ordinary moments of life. We learn that we can continue operating the way that we want to operate in the world, being kind and nice and civil to one another, but every single day, for however long, 10, 20, 30 minutes, we need to exist in a space where we allow everything to be. We call things like meditation and journaling and the way that we practice in self-allowing safe spaces, not because you feel good in those spaces. It's the difference between feeling safe and existing in a safe space. No, existing in a safe space isn't because you feel good. It's because you've given yourself a moment throughout the day to let yourself feel the very emotions which you're not allowed to feel in everyday life. So an example of a safe space is meditation and journaling. 20 minutes a day, at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, at the end of the day, you let yourself exist in all the emotions, all the energy that you can't exist in everyday life. You let yourself feel full of fear. You let yourself feel full of anger. You let yourself feel judgmental towards everyone around you. You let yourself feel, aggressively angry. Sometimes I'll feel in my meditations. You let yourself feel judgment. You let yourself feel embarrassment. I can go on and on. 20, 30 minutes a day, you exist in a safe space where you allow yourself to feel the very emotions which society does not let you feel. That's very different from self-soothing. There's a reason I didn't get better for years and years doing just self-soothing practices, is because I wasn't letting myself exist in that energy. I was just trying to calm it down all the time. I was constantly trying to relax it. So again, I reinforced to the mind, this isn't safe to feel, this isn't safe to feel, this isn't safe to feel. I need to relax it, I need to calm it down. So the mind gave me pain. To truly heal, we have to teach the brain that emotions aren't dangerous, that we can be here with it. So anything else I want to say in this? The real work is acclimatizing to emotions, not escaping it. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first. So we use meditation for noticing, not fixing. We journal honestly without reframing or judging what's arising for us. We just let ourselves just aggressively journal on the page and just say what we want. This is something that people struggle with. They struggle with the fact that if I allow emotions to exist, surely I'm going to wallow in them. Surely I'm going to suffer. If I let myself actually feel anxiety, it's going to get bad. It's going to last forever. And I'll continue to speak about these on this in different videos. When you truly teach the mind that it's okay to exist in emotion, you begin to recognize the lifespan of an emotion is not very long. The reason we wallow in emotions is often because we don't like them being there, because we're trying to change them or push them away. So the emotion itself is not the reason we wallow. It's because we don't like it being there that we wallow in the emotion. There's a saying, what you resist persists. This is applicable here. If you resist anxiety, you resist sadness, it will persist. It will feel bigger than it actually is. That's when we truly wallow. When you allow something to exist there, when you surrender to it, you just let it move throughout the body, get as big as it wants for as long as it wants. 90 seconds, 2 minutes tops. It may rise, go away, it may come back for a bit. You keep surrendering to it and you keep noticing that actually all I've ever had to do is learn to exist in this, and I won't wallow in it. It may feel very difficult, but the lifespan of an emotion is actually a lot quicker than we realize. It's why therapy became very important for me. It's why just having mentors became very important to me, because that 90 seconds of allowing myself to be in anxiety felt like 10 years. It felt so difficult. Allowing myself to be in anger and to exist in that energy, it didn't matter that the lifespan was so small. It was just really difficult to be with. So to have a facilitator, to have someone hold the space for you while you're existing in that becomes quite vital, because they can just keep telling you, just stay with it, I'm here for you. Ask any of the parts trying to resist this internally for you just to soften back for a moment. Let's just see what happens. I'm here, you're safe, you're not going anywhere. That's why therapy becomes so important, because the facilitator, they can help you exist in that what feels like an age in the emotion that you need to be with. And once it passes, once it's been 90 seconds, 2 minutes, however long it needs to exist, your mind starts to get evidence. Oh, I can exist in that. I don't die. It doesn't kill me. It doesn't last forever. Doing that consistently, eventually you're able to do that by yourself. So that's the video. In closing, self-soothing is not bad. I really want to say that. I know I said at the beginning and throughout, I love self-soothing practices. They can really be a wonderful gateway into this practice to learn to be in the body. For some people, they need to start with self-soothing practices just to feel safe in the body, just to feel safe connecting to themselves. So not only can it be an important gateway for people, it can also continue to be an amazing part of the toolkit to just help us regulate in quite a stressful modern existence, really. I still do yoga. I still find myself, even though I purposely don't do breath work, I still find myself probably relaxing the breath sometimes because it's really lovely. So I'm probably self-soothing throughout the day. Other ways that we self-soothe, like, sit down and watch Netflix, downtime, that's self-soothing. Going to nature is self-soothing. So I'm not here to demonize self-soothing. I'm just here to say that if that's the only thing that you've done to try to get relief from chronic pain, it may not get you over the line. So you need to learn how to do the self-allowing. You need to learn about safe spaces, how to exist in discomfort. If you don't know how to do that, you can join my community or get support doing so, where someone can really hold your hand while you learn to exist in that space, that it won't kill you. Actually, it's exactly what the mind needs to learn that energy in the body is safe, so that chronic pain doesn't need to be here anymore. Yes, try learning to allow what's here, not fixing it. That's where real healing starts. So that's the end of my video. If you're watching this in my community and you have something to share or question to ask, you can ask below. If you're watching this in my community, you probably knew all of this already because I speak about it all the time in the lectures. If you're watching this on YouTube and you have any questions or anything you'd like to share, please do so below. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, speak to you soon.